This is a training video for our employees we thought everyone could benefit from. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys, y'all ready to learn something about Costa this morning?
Yeah.
I like the enthusiasm. All right, we're gonna start out by, if you have a customer, why would you want to introduce them to Costa Sunglasses? All right, so you guys are selling fishing boats, pleasure boats, right? We're talking about ATVs, UTVs, all that type thing. All right, with that, Costa offers several different things. They have performance-based glasses, which are what most of the guys you see on television, things like that, with the bass fishing, saltwater, that type thing. We'll go over some of the frames that they offer in that. They also offer like what they call beach lifestyle, which will be more of a fashion style glass frame. All Costa lenses are polarized. Doesn't matter if you're doing a lifestyle type frame that you're just wanting for the stylish look, or you're doing a performance frame for the fishing side. We're gonna go over a couple things. I've got a little thing that I can show you guys. Brady will help us with here in a minute, so you can see polarization work if you're not familiar with it and why you would want that. But some of the main features, frame-wise, if you got a customer up here, basically Costa does 3 different size frames. They consider their frames to be narrow, and then they've got a regular and a wide. And you know, when you're looking at that, you're thinking, well, okay, with the narrow side, that's going to fit someone with a small, narrow head, or this, that, the other. But with these things, a lot of times you'll want a customer to try them on, because everyone's shape's a little different, and it's going to also depend on what they're going to use them for. So if you're using them on running down the river in a bass boat, most of those guys are going to want something that's more performance based, that's going to kind of wrap around, no worries of them blowing off their head, right? So that's something you want to keep in mind. If you got someone that's just going to be using them at the beach, or you know, pleasure on a pontoon, just pleasure rides or whatever, you can go with more of the stylish frame that's a little more flat, that type thing. So you want to keep that in mind when they're looking at that. The differences in glass, or the lenses themselves. The biggest thing that we carry, of course, you're going to have the 580G, and you got 580P. Now, we've got them split up here, so it's real easy for you guys if you're showing them to a customer. But 580G is by far the best selling lens that we carry. Now, the difference between the two, the 580G is glass. It's harder to scratch. It weighs a little bit more. So there's pros and cons there. When you get into the 580P, you're paying a little less for it. The glasses themselves are a little lighter because it's poly. You're still getting the polarization and all that. But the other thing is, with us here selling lawn equipment and things like that, if you're using these glasses to work, let's say we got landscapers, somebody like that, the P's are almost like having a safety glass. So if something hit a 580G, it's going to shatter. It's just like any glass that you're used to. With the P's, it's not as apt to shatter. It's going to be just a crack, so it's a lot safer glass to wear. So keep that in mind too. And when we go to sell glasses up here, as you guys talk to the customer, see what their needs are, what they're going to be wearing them for the most, that's a good way for you to kind of prospect and walk through which pair of glasses might suit them the best. As far as color goes, color is probably one of the biggest things that they're going to be looking for as to what they do with the glasses. So most of the time, if you'll look, especially in the female glasses, which are, we've got both, but most of the time they're going to be in poly just to keep the weight down for the ladies. The colors themselves, you're going to have a copper base, and you're going to have basically a gray base. A gray base sunglass is going to be the same thing that you'd normally see. Any pair of sunglasses you've ever owned are usually a gray base. That's just going to basically shade everything off. The copper kind of gives you the best of both worlds. It's going to give you the protection from the sun, but colors still kind of pop out at you. And one of the things that I always look at, like me personally, I've always bought green mirror. Green mirror is always backed with the copper base. Anything with a blue mirror is always going to be backed with a gray base. And I'll go through that in a minute on the mirrors to kind of explain why you want this. But with the copper base, what do most guys do? They're driving more than anything, right? So with a copper based glass, you know, you're still able to see into the shadows, things like that. So that works out really good. If you're bass fishing here with us on freshwater bass fishing, you're in and out of the shadows. You're in and out of the clouds and sun coming in and out. With that, you're able to protect your eyes from the bright sunlight, but also as you move in and out of those shadows, you can still see. With the polarization with that, you can also still kind of pick out bright colors under the water. You're going to be able to see that grass. You're going to be able to see those fish moving. So when you're looking at a guy that's bass fishing with them mostly, most of those guys are going to go with what, and Costa actually even calls this basically the blue mirror, or I'm sorry, the green mirror is basically their freshwater lens. The blue mirror lens. Blue mirror lenses are backed in gray, so they're going to give you the most protection with the sun. The only thing is they're dark all the time. So when you go into a darker area, if you're fishing up into a slough or something and you go under a canopy, it's going to be dark, you know. So that's why you'll see that a lot more with the green mirror. Now the cool thing about the blue mirror, if you are deep sea fishing, if you wanting something to keep you from getting a headache while you're sitting at the beach all day this summer, that is the glasses to go with. The mirror aspect in itself, as I said before, everything's polarized, so you can basically pick out what you want your base. If you go to the mirror options, the reason you'll see more of the mirrors, especially in the deep sea fishing, you'll see even in the bass fishing, most of those guys will wear the mirrored lenses because the mirrors help with direct light. So you got your polarization that's helping you see down into the water, but those mirrors are going to help reflect when you're in that really bright sunlight all day long. So it's just an added, it not only gives it an aesthetic that looks great and everybody likes it, but it is actually working, doing something to reflect that light off of you, okay? Costa Sunglasses in the past, the guys that's been wearing them for years probably remembers that Costa used to be a lifetime warranty. Another company has bought Costa out now. They're doing really well. They brought back some really cool frames, but they did change that up. It's a 2-year limited warranty now on all the Costa products. So that's something a lot of guys don't know that you will need to know in the future moving forward. The cool thing about Costa is once we sell the Costa sunglasses, the customer is able to work with Costa from that point forward. They basically can go online. If they have any trouble with them, they can go online, fill out a little bit of a questionnaire, send their glasses in. If it is a warranty issue, Costa will take care of it, get it back to them. If it's something after the 2-year warranty, the neat thing about Costa compared to a lot of other companies is they will still give you the option, if it's not covered in the warranty, that they can do the repairs or either maybe do a replacement. But they will work that out with the customer. So when you're purchasing a pair of these glasses, I mean, you can look at them as being a long-term investment because they're going to take care of you on them. Another little thing I wanted to go over with was cleaning. Costa recommends everybody will wear sunglasses. You're going to end up, you're either in the boat, at the beach, whatever. You're going to get sunblock on them. You could get insect repellent on them. What they tell you to do is rinse them off in some lukewarm water. Take a little bit of mild dish detergent or mild soap take your hands and just kind of wash them off good. Give them a good rinse, dry them off with a microfiber towel, and they're good to go, okay? So that's another thing to keep in mind. The next thing would be, in the past that we could not do that we can now, is used to we tried to always do bulk orders with Costa. So if we don't have a pair that someone wants, they've seen them online or what have you, the neat thing is now we can actually do a special order on one pair of glasses. So if you guys have a pair that you want, if you guys have a customer that says, hey, I want Costas, but I want this pair and you don't have them, then we can get those in for you, okay? You guys need that. I'm gonna try to show y'all a little bit about how polarization looks and why they get that. They won't be able to see it on our YouTube channel while you guys are doing it, but I will film some of it and put it on there for them to see during this part of the video. Brady, have you got something that we just need a white background? You can, any pair of sunglasses, let's say if you've got sunglasses or you've purchased a pair of sunglasses at a convenience store or something, you know, a ton of those sunglasses say they're polarized. This is a neat little test that you can do to see if they are actually polarized. So, let's step over here. You guys want to pull in. If you hold something like the phone, a phone or a tablet, let's see, we need it to be wider. See if we can make it wide.
Cover the whole screen?
Yeah, can you do that? All right, turn it toward them. If you get something white, like your screen on your phone or whatever, if you take these polarized sunglasses in there and spin them, you guys see the color change in that lens to where it's actually doing something. So that's why when you've got on polarized sunglasses and you're looking at electronics, sometimes it looks blurry, even though these are super clear. Now, you take these glasses, which are Husqvarna, these are just basic glasses, and spin them. Oops, get that out. You can spin those things around. I have to open them back up, and you see no change. So that's kind of a neat deal that you can do. I mean, you may not can tell as much about the demonstration because you're kind of back a little further, but that you can check your sunglasses and see if they're polarized. But the other thing is, you can see that polarization is actually doing something. So it's actually worth having, okay? Other than that, guys, that pretty much goes over everything. Has anybody got any questions? Everybody good? All right, well, I certainly appreciate y'all coming, and I've got Costa stickers here. If any of y'all want a Costa sticker, you're welcome to them.
If you made it to this part of the video, please put Costa in the comments so we know you enjoyed the video.